Hey guys, what is going on? Anthony here with Pistons Talk. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. In today's video, I wanted to make a reaction video about Jaden Ivey's injury, what to expect, a timetable, possible starting lineup changes, and what this means for the Detroit Pistons going forward. I want to give a little PSA because some people were upset that I did not make a reaction video yesterday. And the biggest reason why I didn't was I wanted to make sure all the facts were out there. Obviously, Shams was the first one yesterday. The Pistons PR put out a piece about Jaden Ivey having surgery. I never want to come up here and make a video and it's not 100% accurate for you guys. I don't want to, feed you guys false information. I want to make sure when you're watching one of these videos, especially when it pertains to a Detroit Piston player having an injury, I don't want to, come up here and say, oh yeah, he'll be back in 4 weeks. Like I just don't want to do it. That's why I waited to make this video. But we're gonna read this tweet from Shams Charania and kind of just get into it. So it says Detroit Pistons guard Jaden Ivey has sustained a broken fibula in his left leg. Sources tell ESPN. Ivey had a career season for the resurgent Pistons in his third year, averaging 17.6 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 4 assists. He exited Wednesday's game on a stretcher. So, broken fibula per Shams Charania. Obviously, the Pistons told him that. And Shams is right. I mean, Ivey was having a career year. Just if you kind of look at his, 5, 6 game sample size, especially when he came back in the Phoenix game, like Ivey was just shooting the shit out the ball, you guys. He was shooting like 50% from the field, 50% from three. And it looked like he was like starting to put it all together. And it sucks. It really does because he was just playing, I believe, the best ball of his young NBA career. He was looking like a number two option next to Cade Cunningham, especially when his shots falling like that. The way he was just, hitting 3-point shots. I think a lot of us were getting really, really excited to see like what this team could do in the future. And obviously, it sucks so bad for this backcourt because if you kind of just think about it, like Cade had his injury where he was out for, I think was it a second season? Yeah, his second season. He played like 12 games, and then he was out his whole second season. Ivey played around 30 games or so. He's going to be out for his whole third season. It sucks for this backcourt that they have not been able to stay healthy. In Ivey's case, it's not really his fault. Now, for you guys that did not see the injury, I'm not going to play it, but this is just a screenshot from Bleacher Report that did post the full injury. Now, what we're looking at. So, Jaden Ivey went to go make a play on the ball in the fourth quarter. So did Cole Anthony. Now, Cole Anthony completely just took out Jaden Ivey's leg. You could see his ankle is twisted in ways the human body's just not meant to be twisted. And that's what broke his fibula. He broke his he broke his damn leg making a reckless play on the ball in the fourth quarter in a game in which the Magic were down. Now I know the Magic didn't go on a little run and they tried to come back in this game, but I felt like the play was reckless. Now I'm not going to come up here and say that Cole Anthony's a dirty player because he's not. I thought it was just a bonehead move by him to make a play on the ball. Um, I don't have a problem with players diving for a loose ball, but when you have to take out an opposing player's leg or, just kind of tackling them for the basketball, then I think it kind of becomes reckless in my opinion. But I'm not going to come up here and say Cole Anthony's a dirty player because I just don't feel that. I think he's a good kid. I think he just made a mistake. And I'm sure more than anyone, he probably feels like a piece of shit that he injured and broke an opposing NBA player's fibula. But this is an update from the Detroit Pistons PR. And Jaden Ivey did have surgery yesterday. So it reads, Pistons guard Jaden Ivey underwent successful surgery this morning at Henry Ford Hospital to repair a broken fibula in his left leg. The injury occurred during the fourth quarter of last night's game versus Orlando. Ivey will be reevaluated in 4 weeks, and the team will provide additional updates as appropriated during the recovery and rehabilitation process. Now, something I want to talk about because I see some people, even someone in the comment section saying 4 weeks. Now, when the Pistons doctors say 4 weeks, this is what they mean. They are going to check up on Jaden Ivey in 4 weeks, see how his left fibula is doing, left leg is doing, and give another update. This does not mean that Jaden Ivey will be coming back to play this season in 4 weeks' time. It's just not going to happen. There is a possibility that he could come back this season. I do want to say that, but it would probably be in April, right? Like late April. Now, if the Pistons are in the playoffs, let's say they make the play-in, maybe they make a playoff push, maybe they're a 7-8 seed, there's a possibility Jaden Ivey could be healed, rehabbed, and come back. But just my overall thoughts and opinions, I don't think the Pistons rush Jaden Ivey back at all. I mean, unless Trajan just, hits the panic button and makes a win now move, and he feels that he saw enough out of Jaden Ivey, and he puts a winning team on the floor to kind of keep the Pistons in a competitive field, and maybe Jaden Ivey comes back. But just my opinion, I just don't think he comes back. I think you won't see Jaden Ivey anymore this season. I think they're just going to let him rehab, make sure he gets right, because I think it would be kind of reckless to try to get him back. I know we're really excited with the process of this team and how they're 15-18 in the first 30 or so games this season, but I don't really think that the Pistons really want to, force him back. But I did talk about what this does mean for the Pistons and what possibly a starting lineup could look like. Okay, so I think what this means for the Pistons, let me start there. I think if you're a Piston fan, you're still competitive. You're around that 10-9 seed. Now, losing a player like Jaden Ivey is going to hurt you. You're probably going to lose a few more games this season because you're losing a dynamic guard that can take the pressure off Cade Cunningham, and he was shooting the ball really well from the outside. You're going to miss his athleticism. You're going to miss his ability to run in transition. And you're really going to miss the ability to give, Cade Cunningham more breaks on the bench. Now, what this means for the Pistons starting lineup, there'll definitely be a change. Now, JB Bickerstaff, even when Jaden Ivey was out with minor injuries, really didn't change it too much. We saw Malik Beasley start, and we saw Tim Hardaway Jr. start. Here's my understanding. I think if you're the Pistons, Asar Thompson is off minute restriction. Okay? I think JB will just slide Tim Hardaway Jr. to shooting guard, slide Asar Thompson in at small forward, and you're still going to keep Cade at point guard. You're still going to keep Tobias at power forward, and you're still going to keep Duren at center. And the reason why I believe that they'll start Asar is because you're going to have Marcus Sasser probably be your backup point guard. You still want to keep Malik Beasley's offense on the bench. Not to say that Beasley could not start in this situation. I think he could, but you lose a lot of firepower off the bench if Beasley isn't coming off as that sixth man. And Beasley already plays starter minutes, so I think some people get lost in the fact that he may not start when he plays like 20-30 minutes some nights. I just think his leadership off the bench is something that the Pistons really value. So I'd probably have Beasley off the bench. You're still going to play Ron Holland at backup small forward. I think Ron Holland has just had a really good rookie campaign. Last December, I thought was the best brand of basketball for Ron Holland through his early, rookie campaign this season. If you look at the numbers, he's shooting the ball at a really, really high clip, especially last month. So you're going to have Ron Holland as a backup small forward. You're probably going to have Simone Fontecchio as a backup power forward. Now, he's still away from the team for personal reasons. I don't know what he's going through. Praying for him, hope it's nothing serious. But and most nights, you're probably going to have Simone Fontecchio at a backup power forward backing up Tobias Harris. And backup center, it's probably going to be Isaiah Stewart. And that's probably your 10-man rotation. I think there'll be nights where maybe you look to play Wendell Moore, maybe Paul Reed, maybe Bobby Klitman eventually. I don't know. He played another game yesterday with the Motor City Cruise. Did okay, but I think that's kind of like what the new rotation is going to be going forward without Jaden Ivey. But wanted to give just a quick little update on the injury, just my overall thoughts. Don't really expect him to come back this season. I think the Pistons just want him to rest up, rehab, and get right going into his fourth season next year. But let me know what you guys think. What are your overall thoughts with this Jaden Ivey injury? Where's your confidence level with this team? Do you want the Pistons to try to make a trade to maybe replace the production of what Jaden Ivey provided for the Pistons, and now that he's not going to be in the lineup, they're going to miss it? Like, do you think that Trajan needs to make a trade to try to, keep this team in a competitive space where they're, competing for that play? And let me know down below in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys down there. Like always, hope you guys are staying safe. Take care, and I'll catch you guys tonight on the Detroit Pistons versus Charlotte Hornets post-game show. Take care. Peace.